What if I told you that the way you've been masturbating for years might actually be holding you back from real satisfaction? Most men think they know exactly what they're doing. But what if the habits you've built over time are actually numbing your sensitivity, dulling your excitement, and even affecting your sexual performance? You're not alone. A lot of guys are unknowingly making simple, but serious mistakes when it comes to self-pleasure. And the truth is, hardly anyone talks about this. But today, we're breaking the silence. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 6 biggest mistakes most men make when masturbating. I promise, at least one of them will surprise you. And by the end, you'll understand what's been holding you back and learn how to unlock a whole new level of pleasure, confidence, and control over your body. Stick around until the end, because the last mistake is the one I see almost every man make. Let's break the cycle together. If you're ready to take back control of your pleasure, confidence, and health, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. This is a conversation every man needs to hear. And hey, drop a comment below and tell me which point caught you off guard the most. All right, let's dive in. Mistake 1. Believing no ejaculation boosts health. There's a popular belief floating around online that abstaining from ejaculation can make men stronger, boost testosterone, improve focus, and increase energy. Many people buy into this idea after hearing influencers or spiritual groups claim that retaining semen unlocks hidden energy within the body. But the science doesn't exactly back this up. Research shows that abstinence doesn't lead to a significant or lasting increase in testosterone. If there is any change, it's temporary and quickly returns to normal levels. In fact, suppressing it for too long can actually put your body in a tense state, leading to issues like poor sleep, irritability, and anxiety. And on top of that, prolonged abstinence can put pressure on the prostate, causing waste to build up, which could lead to issues like painful urination or difficulty urinating. On the other hand, regular, moderate, and healthy ejaculation has been proven to be beneficial for your health. Some studies even suggest that it can reduce the risk of prostate cancer and improve overall well-being. Let me share a real-life example. Mr. Chen, 52, once fully believed in the practice of abstinence. For 5 years, he thought it would make him more focused and healthier. But the result was exactly the opposite. He felt more stressed, his sleep worsened, and he became increasingly irritable. Once he returned to a moderate and healthy masturbation habit, his mood improved, he slept better, and he felt more at ease with himself. This shows that the belief that retaining semen makes you stronger is just a myth. Masturbation and ejaculation, when done correctly and in moderation, are not only natural behaviors, but also crucial parts of maintaining balance and health in the body. Most importantly, listen to your body and respond to its needs in a reasonable and gentle way. Mistake the trigger 2. The grip that numbs your body. There's a common habit many men might not even notice, but over time, it can have a significant impact on your pleasure. This habit is using the same repetitive grip every time you masturbate, gripping tightly and maintaining the same speed and rhythm. At first, this approach might bring quick pleasure, but over time, your body becomes accustomed to this one type of stimulation. This is why, after years of doing this, men often experience a gradual decrease in sensitivity. When you apply too much force, the nerves in sensitive areas become desensitized. Over time, men may notice that it becomes increasingly difficult to reach climax, and even the more gentle, natural touches from a partner fail to bring enough pleasure. This phenomenon is medically known as death grip syndrome, where the body only responds to a specific form of friction and becomes numb to any other kind of touch. Let me share a real-life example to make this clearer. Mr. Wang, 60, came to see me feeling deeply frustrated. Although he still loved his wife and had a happy marriage, intimacy had started to feel dull. For decades, he had been accustomed to using a strong grip when masturbating, inadvertently training his body to only respond to that form of stimulation. As a result, he found that intimacy with his wife no longer brought pleasure, and it was even harder to reach climax. He had no idea that his body had become conditioned to respond only to one type of pressure, making other forms of touch ineffective. Under the right guidance, Mr. Wang began a process of reawakening his body's sensitivity. He learned to adjust his grip, reduce the force of his hand, and try different types of strokes. He even used a condom during masturbation to simulate the sensation of actual intercourse. After 3 months of effort, he noticed a significant change. His body started to wake up, and his intimacy with his wife became deeper and more enjoyable. So, what does this mean for you? If you've been using the same technique and pressure during masturbation for years, your body will gradually adapt to this method and lose its sensitivity to other forms of touch. The key here is learning to vary and innovate. Try being gentler, change up the rhythm, and explore different techniques. These changes can help maintain your body's sensitivity and naturally sustain your pleasure over time. Mistake 3. Rushing through self-care. For many men, masturbation has become a quick, almost mechanical habit, just something to get done rather than a time to enjoy and connect with their body. Sometimes, this rushed behavior stems from stress, tension, or deep-seated feelings of shame and guilt. However, when you approach this act with a hurried mindset, you're unintentionally missing out on a precious opportunity to deeply experience and enjoy pleasure. If you've ever rushed through it, not really focusing on your body's sensations or the movements you're making, it might be worth reconsidering your approach. This lack of connection can make the entire experience feel shallow and may even affect your control and enjoyment when being intimate with a partner. The real issue here is that when your body gets used to quick releases, it starts reacting in the same way in all situations. This can lead to issues like premature ejaculation, reduced sensitivity, and even make sex feel rushed and emotionless. When you're solely focused on the end result, you miss the chance to truly understand your own desires, like what types of touch, rhythm, or situations genuinely bring you pleasure and comfort. Let me share a real-life story to help illustrate this. Mr. Lee, 55, grew up in a very strict household. From his teenage years, he learned to act quickly and secretly because he was afraid of being caught. This habit became ingrained in him over the years, following him through much of his life. As he entered middle age, despite still loving his wife, he often felt a lack of connection during sex, frequently distracted and unable to maintain emotional involvement for long. After participating in some guided practices, Mr. Lee started to change. He learned to slow down, focus on his breathing, and pay attention to every movement and touch, approaching his body with more gentleness and mindfulness. He no longer saw masturbation as something to rush through, but as an opportunity to relax and listen to his inner self. Within just a few weeks, he noticed significant changes. The pleasure became deeper, his emotions more fulfilling, and his intimacy with his wife felt more natural and complete than before. So, what does this mean for you? Masturbation doesn't have to be a shameful or hurried act. It can be a form of self-care, gentle, mindful, and beneficial for both body and mind. When you allow yourself to slow down, live in the moment, and appreciate each sensation, you'll not only experience pleasure more clearly, but also build a healthier relationship with yourself. This, in turn, can lead to more intimacy and harmony with your partner. The fourth mistake: focusing on only one area and ignoring other sensitive zones. For many men, the habit of masturbation often focuses on just one part of the body, the penis. From an instinctual perspective, this seems natural since it's the area where the most noticeable pleasure can be felt. However, by constantly focusing on this familiar zone, we miss out on the wide world of sensory experiences the body can offer. The human body actually has many sensitive areas. These regions are rich in nerve endings, and when stimulated correctly, they can trigger intense feelings of excitement. If we only focus on one particular spot, not only does the experience become monotonous, but we also risk diminishing the natural sensitivity of other parts of the body. This not only impacts the pleasure we experience during masturbation, but also affects the emotions and sensations during intimate moments with a partner. Why is this important? Because when we neglect other sensitive areas of the body, we unintentionally limit ourselves within a narrow frame. Failing to fully develop the body's capacity for sensation leads to rigid habits and a lack of freshness and depth in our sexual experiences. Let me share a real-life example. Mr. Ming, a 58-year-old man, had long used masturbation as a quick release method. He was accustomed to stimulating only the most direct area and never considered exploring beyond that. Over time, he noticed the pleasure was no longer as intense, and his body's responses became sluggish. Intimacy with his wife also began to lack spark. On my advice, he started to expand his stimulation routine, such as gently touching his nipples, inner thighs, or massaging his perineum. At first, he was hesitant, but after giving it a try, he was amazed by how his body reacted. He regained his sensitivity and experienced stronger orgasms. His intimate moments with his wife became more enjoyable and exciting. This illustrates an important point. Our bodies can feel pleasure in more places than we might think. When you step outside your usual habits and open yourself up to new experiences, not only will you increase your body's sensitivity, but you will also form a deeper connection between body and mind. Try exploring areas you usually overlook, such as the chest, inner thighs, lower abdomen, or shoulders and neck. These spots can bring subtle and surprising sensations. Your body is not just a tool. It's a rich instrument waiting to be played correctly. Don't limit yourself. When you learn to listen to your body, you'll discover a world of emotions that is deep, fulfilling, and profoundly human. The fifth mistake: using the wrong lubricant, a small issue with big consequences. Many men, when it comes to self-care, often don't pay much attention to the choice of lubricant they use. Some pick whatever is available, sometimes lotion, sometimes soap, and sometimes nothing at all. These might seem harmless at first glance, but over time, they can cause irritation, dryness, roughness, and a loss of sensitivity, all of which reduce comfort and pleasure. In fact, choosing the right lubricant is more important than you might think. When there's enough smoothness, the entire experience becomes much more comfortable, preventing the burning sensation or skin damage caused by friction. The right lubricant not only makes the process easier, but also helps maintain healthy skin and preserve the body's precious sensitivity. Why is this important? Because lotions or soaps are not designed for sensitive areas. They often contain fragrances, harsh cleaning agents, or mineral oils, which can lead to dryness, redness, or a burning, itchy sensation. Not using lubricant or using the wrong kind can also cause small cracks in the skin, which, over time, will make you lose your natural sense of pleasure. Worse, using oil-based lubricants incorrectly can damage condoms during sex, or leave hard-to-clean stains on clothes and sheets. I once met Mr. Chen, a 54-year-old man who had been using body lotion as a lubricant for years without any issues, until he started experiencing itching, redness, and a decrease in sensitivity. After I suggested he switch to a water-based lubricant designed for this purpose, he noticed a significant difference after just a few uses. Everything became smoother, more comfortable, without the sting or dryness. Since then, he's truly enjoyed his private moments without worrying about skin issues. So, what does this mean for you? A simple choice like switching your lubricant can dramatically improve your overall experience and comfort. Choosing the right product doesn't just feel better. It's also a gentle and considerate way to take care of your body. Water-based lubricants are a safe choice for most people. They're easy to clean, gentle on the skin, and compatible with condoms. For those who prefer a longer-lasting glide, silicone-based lubricants are an excellent option. They're smooth, long-lasting, and require less product. The key is to avoid using products that aren't suitable for intimate areas, like soap, body lotion, or typical oils. Remember, your body deserves to be treated gently and lovingly. A small change can lead to a much more comfortable and healthier experience. The sixth mistake: feeling ashamed of self-care. For a long time, the topic of masturbation has been shrouded in silence, shame, and many misconceptions. Many men grow up in environments where self-pleasure is seen as taboo, viewed as wrong, selfish, or even harmful to health. These beliefs often stem from family upbringing, cultural influences, or religious views. What's important to note is that, even as they age, this internal guilt can remain hidden, affecting their self-image and ultimately their overall sex life. However, modern science and medicine have clearly shown that masturbation is completely normal, natural, and even beneficial for both mental and physical health. The guilt surrounding it is not only unnecessary, but can actually be more harmful than the behavior itself. When we feel shame about a natural biological need, our bodies respond with stress and anxiety, which over time can lead to a disconnect, both with ourselves and with our partners. Mr. Hong, 59 years old, is a perfect example of this. He grew up in a strict household where any form of sexual activity, even self-directed, was considered unacceptable. Despite having a stable family life as an adult, he would still feel like he was doing something wrong every time he masturbated. This self-blame kept him in a state of tension, sometimes even causing insomnia, and made him feel as though he was hiding his true self. This not only distanced him from himself, but also made it hard for him to genuinely connect with his wife. After an in-depth conversation and some guidance, Mr. Hong started to change his perspective. He no longer saw masturbation as a bad thing, but learned to view it as part of his personal healthcare routine, just as natural as eating, exercising, or resting. Once he let go of the guilt, he felt much more at ease and happier, and his intimate relationship with his wife became more natural and relaxed than ever. So, what does this mean for you? First, remember that masturbation is not something to feel ashamed of. It's a completely natural part of being human and is a way for the body to regulate emotions and release stress. It can even improve sleep and mental well-being. If you've ever felt guilty or embarrassed about masturbation because of past beliefs, now is the time to reassess it. It's not a mistake. It's a private, delicate, and human way of self-care. Letting go of shame helps you develop a healthier relationship with your body. Our bodies are lifelong partners that deserve to be cherished, treated gently, and cared for with understanding and kindness. There's nothing to hide or be ashamed of. When done correctly and in a way that feels right for you, masturbation can offer many benefits for your mental and physical health. Perhaps over the years, you've been taught that masturbation is just a habit or a natural reflex. But as we've discussed, if these seemingly harmless habits are repeatedly done incorrectly over time, they can lead to dull sensations, decreased pleasure, and even affect your confidence in sexual relationships. The good news is, you can start changing all of this today. By becoming aware of and letting go of outdated habits, trying new methods, and most importantly, cultivating a healthier approach to self-care, you'll not only improve your experience when alone, but also rejuvenate your body's sensitivity, energy, and emotional connection with your partner. It's time to stop settling for vague, lackluster experiences and begin valuing pleasure as an important part of your life. It's not just a biological need, it's a way to connect with yourself, communicate with your partner, and tap into deeper life joy. So, what's next? Now that you're aware of these common mistakes, the next important step is to decide how to apply this new understanding. If you truly want to rediscover your potential for pleasure in a natural, healthy, and human way, then start today. Try out some new, gentle approaches and, most importantly, listen to your body. If this video has helped you relax, provided you with more understanding, or simply made you feel heard, please don't keep this feeling to yourself. Like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. Let's start an open and positive conversation so that men around the world can reclaim their confidence, health, and satisfaction.